So, back to my thoughts that I was thinking to myself, which I realised I should be speaking out loud to something that would record them. I'm doing some colouring in, and the thing about colouring in is that I've learned, that I've appreciated over the last couple years, because I wasn't really a colouring in person before a couple years ago, is the way you do it, is you can fill it in any way you want. Any way you want. There's no right or wrong way to do it. So you just put what you want to see on the paper and you end up with some sort of pretty little thing, depending on how you do it. And it's kind of, it helps you focus, especially if you're just trying to get your thoughts in a better place. So I didn't colour in for about 2 years ago, when I was on the train back from Brighton, and while I was there, I went to a shop and I purchased this colouring in book on a whim. I saw it on the shelf, I was like, okay, I have some pens with me, I'll colour in on the way back on the train. And little did I know that would be the start of my thing for colouring in again. I think I used to colour in when I was really little, but yeah. And then, after I did that colouring in book, I filled up the entire book, I completed it. I'm a colouring in completionist, what can I say? And after that, I was like, I actually enjoyed doing that and doing all those little patterns and stuff. Maybe I should get a sketchbook again. So I went and I got this little pack of 3 little sketchbooks, and I started filling them in, and I have 3 filled in sketchbooks on top of some of my super old sketchbooks in a shelf in the other room. So that's there now, and I've put post-it notes on them to number them, and a couple sketchbooks in, I started dating everything as I drew it. So that's a thing I have and have been doing. And I didn't just do drawings, I did a little bit of planning in there. I did a flow chart for this thing where I was going to do this thing, and I was so anxious about the whole thing, so I made a flow chart, because I was close to panicking. So before I went to do this thing, I made a flowchart of timings and even a fork with conversation options, of like what to do if this is said after this is said, blah 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 blah. And then the flowchart for the conversation part of the aspect of this event ended up being completely steamrolled, as things tend to be, in conversation. You can't predict what's going to happen. I think it was because I panicked, and I'm not good in group settings. I have never been good around big crowds. 2022, first time I ever went to a convention in Amsterdam. I went on my own, completely alone. I showed up. I turned up completely on my own. I didn't bring a friend, I didn't bring a parent, I just turned up alone. And before that point, I would have said I'm awful at crowds. I'm awful at being in big crowds, and whenever I'd been around big crowds when I was younger, I hated it. I absolutely hated it. So that was a big step for me, and I grew as a person because of that. Because now I have the confidence to go up to a big crowd and be a part of it, or move through it and be able to do that. So that was something that happened. This is 7 minutes long. I'm gonna end it. Okay, I've got my camera battery on charge. I've had it on charge this whole time, and hopefully once it's done charging, I'll plug it into the camera, and I'll go out and get some footage. You can hear it in my voice how nervous I am talking right now. normally I'm very much more at ease, but I know what I'm thinking right now, and I know what I want to say, and I'm scared. I'm scared to say it because it's vulnerability. It's vulnerability with the internet, which is cruel and merciless and absolutely vile at times. So, but here's my points. Never put off to tomorrow what you can do today. And that is a quote from Ninjago, Lego Ninjago, the animated TV series, season 1. And it's a good little motto. It's very carpe diem, if you know what carpe diem is. It seize the day, you know? That's what it means. And I was thinking about this video, this film, this whatever this is. So I'm making it now before I just decide not to, because hey, if I at least record it, that means I can have it and I can use it however I wish. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm doing that right now. And a little bit this type of talking, I'm not used to it, so it's going to be a bit of a problem to edit, but hopefully I'll manage to make it sound coherent. And I'm not going to retake it because I might as well script it if I retake it, you know? So that's what I'm doing. Okay. Let me start this again. There's going to be a lot of stopping and starting, so forgive me if that's not your vibe. If you've watched this far, you probably are invested in what I have to say, so thank you for that. Right. It's almost 5 years since I started YouTube, since I created my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel, Aramint. That's me. That's the name I chose. And the person who I've chosen to be and stuff. But I don't want to admit this because, you know, vulnerable internet, vileness, etc. But I failed. 5 years of YouTube, and any sort of objective bystander, onlooker, however you want to put it, would say I failed. And I can point to some definitive ways that is the case, objectively, because, you know, I have a bit of an analytical mind, or a logical way of reasoning. Sometimes consistency is difficult for humans. So one of the ways I failed is I haven't monetized. Another way I have failed is I'm not a YouTube partner, so that's a thing. Another way I've failed is I have not hit 1,000 subscribers or 4,000 watch hours, so I have not been able to monetize my videos. I have not made a penny from YouTube. I made about probably £80 overall over the past 5 years from Twitch. I believe I've only ever had 2 payouts, and one of them was £80, or one of them was £50, and the other was 80. I don't remember. Something roughly like that. Way less money than the money I spent on other stuff to do it. So, you know, not exactly breaking even there. So from a monetary perspective, if you look at a YouTube channel or online brand or content creation as that, it's a failure. It's not profitable. It's not made me any money. It's not supported me. I wouldn't be seen as a viable business option for someone if they were looking to advertise or sponsor. I wouldn't be looked at as a viable business option to collaborate with by anyone who has this job professionally, you know? From a perspective of community, over the past 5 years, I failed. Most of my subscribers are inactive. Most of my followers on Twitch, on TikTok, on any other platform are inactive. The majority of which followed or subscribed when it was probably about 2 or 3 years ago, or over the course of the last year when I was daily uploading to YouTube. For some reason, I know why I did it. Would you like to know why I uploaded a video every single day last year? There's 2 reasons. The first reason was to prove I could, because I wanted to prove to myself I could. I had said to myself hypothetically the year before, I could probably upload a video every single day for an entire year, a Minecraft video or some sort of video. Something that was a little bit more or a little bit worthy of not being a short video. You know, because YouTube has those now. And I did it to prove that I could. And honestly, it's partially because I know some other people couldn't. So I guess I wanted to do something like that. And I did. And it's done, and it's there. And I haven't taken a single one of those videos down, and I never will, hopefully, take a single one of those videos off of public. So, the second reason was because I wanted to be taken seriously. I wanted to be taken seriously for my YouTube channel, or for my content creation, or for my work, or whatever you want to call it. And I know, because I'm a logical, analytical person, and I can criticize myself to the end of the world and back, I know what I ended up producing, numbers-wise, would not impress anyone. Really. I don't think. Impressions-wise, it looked pretty damn amazing to see over 1 million impressions, not gonna lie. That was, wow, the biggest number I've ever seen in my analytics, but apart from that, as I said, not hit any of the monetization requirements, so, you know, but did I succeed to get anyone to take me seriously because I uploaded a video every single day for an entire year? I don't know. I don't think I'll ever know the answer to that question. That's for the rest of the world to decide, I guess. Do I take myself more seriously because I did? No, not in the slightest. But hey, I did it, and there are some memories I made because I did it. Memories that I'm gonna look back on with so much love in my heart, and so much joy, too, that I probably wouldn't have made if I hadn't set out to do that in the first place, so I'd call that a win. And if anyone ever wants to see what it's like to watch someone who's not made any money from it, post a video every single day for an entire year to YouTube, watch the descent into madness, I guess. It's out there now, if they ever manage to find it. I should probably make it into a playlist, all of the videos, all 366 of them. So maybe I should do that, so someone out there who's curious about what it looks like can find it, maybe. But that's it. That's the thing. I did think about doing something even crazier this year, but thank God that everyone else convinced me not to, because coming off the back of uploading every single day for an entire year, I think it does do weird things to your mental state. Not gonna lie, it probably does do weird things to your mental state. The break I have taken throughout this year so far, very sorely needed. Very, very sorely needed. If you ever feel like you need to take a break with content creation, shout out to you. You should do that. It revives your entire mindset. It allows you to see the world like you just cleared a lens, you just wipe the smudges off your camera, because maybe you didn't notice the smudges gathering, but you really do need to just take time to not be producing art, to come back to it even stronger. Constantly churning out art, well, for some cases can create some pretty amazing, impressive stuff. Also constitutes maybe also a big old rest and allowance for the mind to recuperate, or whatever you may imagine literary words, you know. Yeah. That. I'm actually feeling quite comfortable talking now, so I must have gotten past the initial awkwardness and nervousness, and now I'm doing a full-on stream of consciousness. Epic. Poggers. Great. Amazing. Right, back to the thing. The thing. I was watching back old footage because it's approaching the 5-year anniversary of the creation of my YouTube channel. And I have not been idle these past few months, dear listener. No. Oh, there's a bird outside my window. Sorry, a robin just sat down there. It's perfectly, and it's looking at me. Oh my goodness, hello. Hi. It's the little things that really make it count, you know? Like that little bird that just flew away. Okay, but sometimes you need to step back to see the bigger picture. And that's something I learned years ago at school, and at looking at art, looking at landscape paintings specifically. Sometimes you need to step back, because too close to the image, yeah, you can see everything in detail, you can see it and it's very impressive, but to get the feel of the whole picture, to actually feel what the artist intended, you have to step back. You have to take a good few steps back, especially if the painting is really big, because there are some really big 6-foot big landscape paintings out there, and they're epic, but you need to stand back to actually get a feel for the whole thing at once, and it feels different than standing closer. Even if you can see the whole thing in perspective when you're standing closer, taking a few steps back to make the frame even smaller, it allows you to see the landscape and the composition in a way I guess they intended for you to see. I mean, it's all impressive when you get up close and you see the little turny turns of the painting, brush strokes, but stepping back and seeing the whole thing, it feels like looking into a window of someone's soul, I guess. If you want the pretentious answer, that is the pretentious answer. That's the answer I'm gonna give. So, I guess, in a way, to connect it to what I was just saying, because I am a literary student, weirdness. If you're a student of something at one point and then you stop studying it after you've finished studying it, are you still a student of it later? Does that count? I'm not sure. Let me know. In a way, that means that when you step back and you look at all of those videos I posted over that year, and all of the videos still up from the years before, and the videos that I posted so far this year, and the videos I'm gonna post for the rest of this year, you're getting a window into my soul looking at all of it together. You're gonna get, to use some literary jargon, an autobiography, blah 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 blah. It's been a while since I've used big words. Give me a break. You're gonna get a biographical perspective of me a little bit in there. Not everything, because I've actively hidden so much about what has gone on with me from everyone over the past few years. There's a lot. Everyone. When I say everyone, I mean everyone. I think everyone goes through life, and no one will ever have the entire full picture of someone else's life. We're all just getting snapshots, and we're lucky to get them when we get them, but it makes it harder to see the whole picture, if you catch my drift. But I am glad, and I deeply appreciate the fact that there's little bits of me scattered in the massive ocean that is the internet. That there's little bits of me that have managed to perhaps improve someone's day, or inspire them, or give them some sense of catharsis. That is so important. It's so important. It's crucial to me. It's part of what making things is for me. It's deeply connected to me. And a lot of what I think and I feel and how I have acted and the things I have kept to over those 5 years were informed by a specific vlog series made many years ago that formulated early on, many years before 2020, many years before I created the Aramint YouTube channel, how I view YouTube, how I view YouTubers, and how not to idolize them and put them on pedestals, how to see them as flawed individuals that will progress through different stages, different cycles of what they make and put out online, and to view them as human and not as the idols that we so often see made of those people. And that's not to say I didn't fall into some pitfalls along the way over the past 5 years. I've made a lot of mistakes, and that's good, because where the hell did my recording go? Hello? Oh. It's still going, that's good, okay. I've made so many errors and mistakes and failures, per se, and that's a good thing, because if I didn't have all those errors and mistakes and failures, I wouldn't have learned so much over the past 5 years. I have a depth of understanding now of things which would have been completely abstract to me if you tried to talk to me about them 5 years ago. I made my YouTube channel when I was 17, and I am going to be 23 in November. And to be frank, when I was 17, I had just gotten, in the summer of 2020, I had just gotten my hands on my first PC. I did not have a desktop set up until, I think it was June or July of 2020. Before that, all I had was a little laptop that could barely run Minecraft. I had to adjust a lot of the settings to make them less performance heavy, but I managed to do that and play on servers back then. And even later in the years following, some of the things I did, I was using that laptop to log on to servers and stuff. It was fun. It was cool. As long as I had a Wi-Fi connection, I was up to something. And it was fun. But things have changed. Things have rapidly changed, and at the end of the day, my goal is exactly the same as it was back when I started to take YouTube seriously. When I started to actually tap into all of the secret little undercurrents that nobody really knows about if they're watching as simply a viewer, or I didn't know about when I was simply watching as a viewer back in those days. Back in the days of 2016 and before and after. When I started tapping into that, finding out about analytics, or or finding out what a keyframe was, or finding out how to work with something to make a stream, or finding out how to edit to make text look better in the video rather than having it be a little awkward and weird. When I started to do that, I was at a crossroads, and everything got a little bit weird because of the pandemic, and yeah, anyways, I don't need to talk about that. I think everyone has a little bit of a horror story to talk about from that time, to be honest. Or more than one in some cases. So much of what inspired me to start... How should I? I should really talk about how I started, because it's not public anymore. So I should really just give it a summary here. I made a video just to show it to friends, and I put it up just to show it to friends and maybe other people that would relate to it. And it was just a video of a bunch of screenshots of people talking in a Discord server to make a song. A Discord sings, would you believe it? And was that my first video, or was that my third? I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check right now. I'm gonna pull it up. Oh, that is my comments. That is not my content. Okay, let's do it from reverse date. Yep, first ever video. That was it. I didn't set out to gain subscribers or to get monetized. I set out to just show something to some friends and maybe some other people that would relate from the thing it was related to. And that was how Aramint uploaded her very first YouTube video to the Aramint channel. And then a few more videos followed where I was just messing around in Minecraft with friends, and I wanted to make a story out of it. I wanted to make a story. I really wanted to make a story out of it. So I did, and I did it multiple times. And each time I did it, I got a little bit more adept at editing, adept at recording, adept at doing those things and planning those things and letting the influences of what I'd grown up watching and was watching at the time reach into my work and start to express themselves. Because I had done art before I made YouTube videos. I'd made paintings, drawings, some other mediums. But I had made videos a long time before that. Many years ago. Many years ago, there were videos on the internet made by me, and it was just images I'd drawn in, I think, Paint or PowerPoint, and those images played together in PowerPoint to make a short video, and I uploaded those videos on a different channel. And those were the videos I made, the very first videos I made on YouTube, and I think they're deleted and gone forever now. But I was telling a story, would you believe it? I was trying to tell a story, and I think at the end of the day, that's what I want to do more than anything. I want to use this format, which has the potential, which has barely had the surface scratched with Minecraft. Barely. I truly believe with all my heart that there is so much more to Minecraft storytelling than what we have seen so far. There is so much more to sharing videos online and interacting online through the medium of Minecraft and storytelling that we have barely seen executed to the finest proportions. We I cannot express to you how deeply I care about it. Okay, I guess I am expressing to you how deeply I care about it. Here we go. Back in 2014, which was a little over 10 years ago now, I watched a Minecraft series on a multiplayer server be live streamed by just a handful of Twitch streamers, or people streaming on Twitch, but posting videos to YouTube too, a couple of them. And I was, in 2013, I was, what was I? 2014, I was 11, 12 years old, and I watched those streams, and I watched those videos. And that story stayed with me the entire time, years later. The impact it had on me, I still remember it fondly over 10 years from when it was made, from when it was published, from when it was posted. And I have experienced traditional media. I have made traditional media. I have, in some cases, touched on the professional aspects of making traditional media. Won't go into more detail than that, but there's a couple stories, which I'm not going to tell at the minute, maybe in the future one day, maybe not. And I truly believe, with all of my being, that there is something special with Minecraft, and with Minecraft storytelling, with YouTube streams. There's something more. With the interactivity, there's some aspect there, there's some gleaming, unique aspect which can be utilised to tell stories, or to convey a message, or to create art, which I have never, ever felt in books, in paintings, in films, in TV shows, in fan fiction, in digital art online, in webcomics, in any other form of traditional media. I have not felt it. It for me, it lies purely there. And that's not to say I don't love films, I don't love paintings, I love all of those things. I love books, I love paintings, I love films. Hell, I love some aspects of photography. Let's not cut everything out. I love traditional media dearly. I rate it. I see it moving in all its magical parts, and I say that's brilliant, that's excellent, that's amazing, there's a whole history here that's been crafted on the backs of giants to create this thing. And despite all that, I hand on heart believe that this thing is still completely unexplored. We've scratched the surface. They've scratched the surface here, but it still has so much left to be done with it. There's still a massive, massive, massive roof, and I don't think anyone's hit it yet. I want to see someone hit it. Even if it's not me, I really, 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 really want someone to hit it. And if I did see someone hit it, I think I would probably give up, maybe. I don't know. I think I'd be elated. I think that day would be a day I'd remember for the rest of my life, to be frank. Which, I don't know, hopefully that conveys how deeply I feel about this. But that's what I want to do. I want to either see someone hit it, or because I'm not seeing the change I seek, I'm trying to be it. So, that's another quote for you. Be the change you seek. Which, yeah. Blah 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 blah, YouTube channel, blah 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 blah, live streaming, blah 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 blah, Aramint exists, blah blah blah. You know? None of those things would happen without that quote. been talking for over 32 minutes. Wow. Okay. Wait, oh my goodness, how much of that is silent and how much of that, oh my goodness, this is going to be a long video, isn't it? Oh my goodness, sorry. No, I won't apologise. If you're still here, that means you actually like it, or are morbidly curious, like watching a terrible accident befall someone. I am steadfast to do everything in my power, within reason, nothing immoral. I will not go to immoral lengths as far as I can help it to achieve this, but I am steadfast in trying to get this reality realized. I want to see someone hit that roof. I want to see someone reach for the stars. Shoot for the moon? No, reach for the stars. I want to see it. Like shooting for the moon. Great concept. Love it. Let's go for the stars. I wonder if this file is too big for my phone to save. Please don't be too big for my phone to save. I'm gonna stop it just to check that it's... Please don't be lost media, please don't be lost media, please don't be lost media. Okay. It's saved, which means that none of that is lost media, hopefully. Unless my phone gets bricked before I can get this to you. In which case, you wouldn't be hearing this. Probably not. Unless I... Okay, let's not get existential. If you're hearing this, that means everything went smooth enough. Probably. There's always an element of chaos in every equation, is there not? There's always chances for anomalies to arise. I'm a bit of an anomaly myself, I've come to the conclusion. Oh, I know! There's one more thing I have to say at the moment. I might come up with more later, in which case this video is going to get even longer. I hope I have enough footage for this interesting stuff. That's the hardest part with Minecraft content, or like video content in general, is how do I marry audio to video, because so much of it is easily detached from the other with online content creation, I feel. It's hard for me to grasp the concept of marrying audio to video. Probably because my experiments over the past 5 years have been me stepping foot into that world and not really understanding it and trying to find a way to understand it over all of that. And still not quite grasping it. I feel like my next steps might be starting to grasp how to make a good, engaging, entertaining video. We'll see about that. Maybe I can make something that's like that again, or something like that. Gotta have hope for these things. I do, I really do. Right, back to the thing. The thing. I have to think for a moment how to say it because it's a hard one and I have to do it very carefully. Very carefully, delicately. Delicately is a good word to describe this thing. Sometimes in life, you're gonna feel like someone tore a hole in your chest and there's just a void there. There's just a void. It feels like someone has left a void in your chest. And that happens. If you're a human that loves, that's the thing that's going to happen to you at some point. Because you're always going to be, whether it be one way or another, you're always going to be divided from that love at the end of things. It's going to be taken away, or lost, or changed beyond recognition. There's always going to be something that divides you from that love, because nothing lasts forever. But the memories will last as long as you do. And maybe even a little bit longer in people that experience that thing too. And just because that thing was violently ripped away or violently left a hole in your heart should not mean that all of those good things, all those good memories, whether they be for worse or for better, reflected on with more clarity or less, none of those good things should mean any less to you. None of that love you spent was wasted. Because when you love, and you love freely, it just grows your heart too. It grows you. So, to be honest, I don't think there's any love that's ever truly wasted, even if it does feel like it when it's ripped violently away. And an important part, I think, of all that is not letting all those wonderful memories, or the things they were associated with, be tainted by whatever happens after. I love Minecraft. I truly do. I love Minecraft videos and Minecraft streams and things about Minecraft, I guess. And that's just one of the things I love. I love other things. But I do love other things. You may not know it, but I do. And even if one day Minecraft is violently torn away from me, or it's changed into something absolutely abysmal, or shut down or utilised for terrible things, I will find a way to love it in my heart. Maybe I'll even find a USB stick with an old version on it, and I'll play that. But I'm not gonna ever reflect on all the love I put in to this game and regret it. These memories that I have, that I hold dearly to me, I'm gonna keep them for the rest of my life. Hopefully. Unless I forget them, in which case that would be rather sad, but as I said, nothing lasts forever. Everything can be violently torn away. So, you know. And I don't think I'm the only person that feels this way. I'm sure there's lots of other people out there that know exactly what I'm talking about right now. And to you I say, here, this video, I hope you enjoy it. I hope it helps you remember what I'm saying right now. I hope you feel seen. And I'm getting sappy and emotional and speaking from the heart again, which is great. Right. I think I've said everything I wanted to say, which is nice because I wanted to say that for so long and I hadn't figured out how. And I hadn't figured out the exact words. But now I have them. And hopefully as long as my phone doesn't get bricked, this will make it out there to you. Yeah. This video is for you. And I hope it helps you. I hope it inspires you. Like I have been inspired. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm tearing up. I'm gonna go. Okay, bye.